Good afternoon, everybody. This is Julian Mills. I'm Vice President of Client Development with Prescient Digital Media. I know from the list of people who've registered that I've had a chance to interact with most of you, so hello and welcome. We'll very quickly move into the main event, which is Toby's presentation, and he'll be covering off the wisdom of crowds, provide an overview on Intranet 2.0. As you can see, a lot of time devoted to case studies, which I know everybody always enjoys. Finish off with lessons learned and some practical advice, and then we have left some time for Q&A, which our colleague Carm Porco will be leading. So without further ado, I will turn the presentation over to Toby.
Great. Thanks very much, Julian. First up, when we're talking about Intranet 2.0, we're also talking about Web 2.0 and where it came from. And one of the great things about Web 2.0, the collective wisdom of the crowd, and the jelly beans in the jar example is a good metaphor for understanding the collective wisdom of the web, because statistically studies have shown that the average guess of all the guesses, so you take a whole room of say 100 folks who guess how many jelly beans are in the jar, the average of those guesses is almost always closer than the closest individual guess, so the person with the closest guess. It speaks to the power of the collective wisdom of a group and when people can collaborate. And that's what Web 2.0 is all about. It's promoting network of people, networks of relationships. It's transforming users into publishers, publishing through wikis and blogs, podcasting, tagging content. People are discussing and sharing and collaborating, and it's moved the publishing model from one to many, such as the traditional newspaper or magazine model, to many to many. And of course, there's lots of Web 2.0 tools out there, and we're familiar with a lot of them, including the publishing platforms like Technorati and Blogger, the social networks, the rise of Facebook and LinkedIn and MySpace, the social bookmarking sites like Delicious or Dig, where I can share a bookmark, which I would traditionally do inside my browser, but I post that bookmark to a web page and annotate it with keywords that explain what it is: intranet, portal, blogs, whatever the case may be. Democratized content networks like Wikipedia, where people are creating files and editing their own files. Yahoo groups and different discussion groups. My Starbucks Idea, which I wrote upon, where people are posting ideas, sharing ideas, voting on the ideas, commenting on ideas on how to make the organization better. Presence networks, or microblogging as it's called, like Twitter or Pounce. There's the content sharing stuff like YouTube and Flickr, which we're probably all very familiar with. And then there's the virtual networking platforms, which not a lot of people have played with, probably not a lot on this call, but it's actually going into a virtual world as an avatar and communicating and sharing with other folks in a virtual world. And just to show you how advanced the social media has come in the last 3 years, 4 of the top 9 most visited sites on the Internet are social media sites, like YouTube at number 3, which has supplanted on occasional months as of recent YouTube, or rather Google, as the number 2 site or most trafficked website on the Internet. There's MySpace, there's Wikipedia, there's Facebook, there's Blogger. And specifically when we're talking about Intranet, we're talking about quite an evolution from what was to what is today, or becoming today. Traditionally, we've all done news on the corporate intranet, but now we're engaging employees and encouraging them to create their own news by submitting their own stories. It may not necessarily go live to the homepage, but it may be filtered through an editor. Moving from executive speeches to executive blogs, executive podcasts. From a taxonomy where the organization controls the language and the nomenclature of how we label and categorize content, to allowing users to do that through social bookmarking or people tagging, and we'll show examples. The quick poll, where people get to vote on a one question, yes or no, or a multiple choice answer, to actually discussing and debating the issues within discussion forums. From broadcast to podcast, from the traditional CMS to the collaborative wiki, from a directory listing to tagging individuals that read a piece of content and then ascribe their own tags or labels, and then allowing those same individuals or the user population to search out specific content based on keyword tag. Again, we're going to show examples. I know for some of you this may be a new concept, and the examples will really help, but we're going to try to set the platform and the level straight here up front, and then move into the actual hard details. From sticky content that people will like and read, to providing the content and allowing people to subscribe to it through a service like RSS, Real Simple Syndication, so that they can pull that content into their own reader or email or personalized website. Now, the adoption of Intranet 2.0 tools is still rather slow. It's a hot topic, and a lot of people are, of course, talking about it, just as we're talking about it here today. But as the numbers show, and this is actually a study from CIO magazine last year, which really hasn't moved much, but it shows that about 18% of organizations have deployed blogs. Wikis, 13% deployed a wiki. So not a lot has advanced in the past year because people are very interested in it. They want to know more about it, but they don't know exactly how to do it. But it is, of course, really important to start to wrap your head around and to start to trial and execute, because controlling the message is everything. Your employees are using Web 2.0 tools. They're using it on the external web. A case in point is Walmart and the Walmarting Across America blog, which was revealed to be a fake blog, so orchestrated by Walmart. When Business Week did a feature expose article on this story and Walmart's attempts to pretend like there were individuals out there blogging about Walmart, but it was in fact hired guns that were doing so, viewers and employees weighed in with their thoughts and comments and posted them online. In all, this was a Business Week article. It had more than 200 comments. In fact, they ran out of space, and the limit was hit at 200 comments, including employees who wrote in and said scathing things about Walmart. We've watched the company go from a family-oriented environment to who gives a crap, make us more money environment. So employees are weighing in. They're talking about the company in the external world, and at the time, Walmart didn't have the facilities to control the message or promote this kind of discussion internally, so it was leaking externally. So it's all about now understanding that employees are using it, they're using it in the external world, so let's provide a forum internally so we can get that stuff and help control or at least lead or guide the message and respond accordingly, so that we're not just simply an observer and we're a participant as organizations. National City, small bank financial services firm, medium-sized actually in the Midwest, they're doing it. They've been doing it for a few years. Podcasting, executives are podcasting, and they're providing calls to actions and reference guides, and along with that, they're blogging directly to employees. Executives, here's the EVP of BB Sales, blogging to his sales teams about what's going on and what's important to the business, and in this case, the introduction to the blog and how it's going to work. They're doing discussion forums where executives are leading the discussion and even having fun with the discussion. In this case, they're saying, what's your best pickup line? They kind of joke around and they have fun with it, but then there's a lead back into the business and what it's important down in the bottom right-hand corner. What sales pitches do you rely on to build trust and look out for your customers? Ted and the boys would like you to share them using the comments box below. So they're starting a comment, they're starting a blog, they're making it fun, they're talking about pickup lines, ha-ha, but they're using it as a real business example to promote discussion around sales pitches and building trust with a customer. There's discussion forums as well where people can go and talk about whatever they want, including the upcoming basketball series. They have regular podcasts called Retail News Talk that's targeted just for the retail group of the bank and employees. And employees say it's really helping them in their job, as revealed in some of the results. And it's shown that over time, from the start to recently, readership in a year has more than doubled. And it's also adding to the business and delivering value, measurable value to the business by providing folks and employees with more information. They have to rely less on others and the help desk to provide them what they need. This shows the call volumes to their help desk. And it shows that in about a year, calls dropped by about 13,000 per month, and at an average call of about $20 per call. That has a real valuable ROI on a monthly basis.